But first, we're going to talk about why do we do Russ Reels Live? Well, this is a panel-driven, topic-driven show, and I love it because I get to speak to so many amazing people all at once, and we talk about the whatever the subject is of the day, and it is so great to get so many different perspectives on that. And speaking of perspective, that's what we're talking about, the power of perspective. So we're on every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and so thankful for the opportunity to do this. I love to connect with people, and I just want to tell all of you that I am always there for all of you at russhedge.com. Russhedge.com is the best place to get in touch with me. And I am so blessed to be able to just share um, a little bit about me on that website, but also it gives you every way to connect with me. So, love for you to do that. Also, you know what? I would love it if you would join us and please connect on YouTube. I love to be able to just bring all of this to you. And YouTube is a great way to get you involved with everything that we've done. We have a whole array of shows and love it. It's so simple. Just go to russhedge.live, russreels.live. Sorry. Just go to russreels.live. There you go. And russreels.live will get you to my YouTube page. You can click subscribe. In fact, if you haven't done that already, just go ahead and go up in the corner, open another tab, type in russreels.live, and we will love to have you as part of the community. You get all my shows, including Russ Reels Live, The Experience Live with Russ and Scott, The Experience Local, and Marketing with Russ. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, soon to be thousands, of amazing people of value there. So love that. So thankful that you guys are all here. We've been doing Russ Reels Live now for several years. I started as a here and there, and then we finally got it on a regular time with the other shows. So love that. So please subscribe. Also, please share this out and please tag your friends. Let everybody know. Okay, Russ was late. All right, we're gonna give him some slack and we're gonna get things going. So tag your friends and tell them, hey, he's on finally. Woohoo! It's about time, but it's all good. So anyway, so thankful. All right. Now we're going to get things rolling, and I'm going to bring people in one at a time. And my amazing guests are so patient and have all been there waiting patiently. So we're going to start ladies first. And by the way, if you are a guest of mine and you couldn't quite wait, I apologize. I'm hoping that everybody is going to be able to show up still. So I'm going to bring Roz in first because she is an old pro. And I don't mean old, by the way. I mean, she is a pro at this show. She's young. She's young. Anyway, here she comes. Roz.
Hi.
Hey, Roz. How's it going?
Oh, good. We were all there. We had a little bit of a moment, and
There you go.
we had a little prayer as well.
Thank you.
So I think that got you out of bed.
There you go. Yeah. My beautiful wife comes in and she goes, aren't you supposed to be up? I'm like, yes, I am supposed to be up. So anyway, oh my goodness.
Uh,
Yeah. Anyway, that's a first. There's always a first, right? First
yeah,
time ever that I've slept through the beginning of a show ever. So anyway, there you go. With everything that's going on to me, I probably needed it. So it's
yeah,
okay.
that's right. That's right. Your body was telling you something, so you had to listen. So,
That's
and
it.
we were really patient, and we just knew that somehow, some way, I don't know, I think it was the collective prayer that just got you up. So that was great.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Roz, let's start off real quick. Who is Roz? And tell us a little bit about what you're up to.
I am an executive coach and I focus on career leadership development and transition. And, I think looking back at 2024, I think it was challenging for a whole lot of people. And I think it's also uh, when we talk about perspective, I think we have to really look at when it's been challenging circumstances. Um, it's good to see that silver lining and to see what can come out of that. And looking back, I don't know if I've really encountered anyone that really had like such a fabulous year last year. But I think there's always going to be lessons. There's always going to be growth. There's always going to be things that you're going to change from all those perspectives. But I also would like to add that when we think about a perspective, in order to think about other perspectives, we really have to develop that empathy. We need to know. I don't know if I don't I don't think I've met anyone that has an objective perspective on reality, because it's all subjective, and we have all from these different kinds of experiences. So um, having that empathy and having that that mindful uh, thoughts and feelings of other people really does help us get to another diverse perspective. Sometimes we don't want to challenge ourselves, and we really do have to be intentional in challenging ourselves, in challenging what might our assumptions might be, what
Yeah.
might be, things of how we look at things.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and this is what I love too is perspective is it's something that's always being shaped and growing. And my next guest, Dr. New, is amazing with a positive perspective all the time. Love Dr. New. How's it going, Dr. New?
Hey Russ, happy Thursday. Hey
Happy
Rosaline, and,
Thursday.
and it's really nice to see you here, and we all silently typing and saying we're gonna pray, and I think to really kick off how thankful we are to be here. That is
Yeah.
something that I think at the beginning of the day or in any moment when we realize what a blissful we are to have this moment is when everything changed. So
Right.
everything really lift from any negativity that we all or limiting will change to positivity, and that is the perspective of mindfulness and mindset. Really, it's how we perceive and how we show up, and it's all starting with us. It's how little it transform, and it start with then sometime small things that like you can see my voice. I'm overcoming this not sure this cold flu that from nursing my baby daughter. Now as a mother we get it, and it's the perspective of when we take care of everybody else, we're the selfless, the
Mm.
servant. We always nurse everyone else, but we forget
Right.
ourselves. And so perspective wise, we also need to put on our own mask, right? And I think
Right.
2024 have shown us that if we're stubborn and we don't listen to our bodies, it will show up in different ways to tell us, hey, you need to listen to your body, because that is
Yeah.
where sometime, and this is something it seems so small, but how often do we thank our feet? How often do we think that we have this body that that house us,
Right.
right? In this
Yeah.
human experience, and that we have a voice. Sometimes when we lose our voice, that's when we say, oh, thank goodness I have a voice. Or when we can see, we can hear.
Right.
And so sometimes it's the smallest gratitude of what we have and how kind we are to ourselves. It's also a reflection of how we can be kind to others. And that
Right.
perspective is how we can take care of ourselves. And so that is where the blessing comes. So I'm always grateful to be here with you, Russ.
And I'm always grateful to have you. And we are blessed with one go round with this body. So we got to take care of it. And speaking of
Yes.
somebody who knows how to take care of their body, Amanda, who's been through so much, but is such an amazing friend. Hey, Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am so good. I'm so thankful you're here and you stuck it out with me. So give us a little info. Who is Amanda and what are you all about?
My name's Amanda Ferraro. I'm a two-time AML leukemia survivor, a stem cell transplant recipient. I've had 7 brain surgeries for an inoperable cyst on my cerebellum. I live with a ventricular arterial shunt that goes from my brain down through my jugular and into my heart to get rid of that hydrocephalus I live with. I mean, I've broken my back. My sister had brain cancer when she was 6 years old, and I was 8 years old. My aunt's had Ewing sarcoma. I've had family members pass of different cancers. And my family has Li-Fraumeni syndrome, which is a TP53 cancer-causing genetic mutation, but instead of it being in just our cancer cells, it's in our DNA. And I'm working with a scientific oncologist because I'm one of one. I have a never seen before, heard of before, recorded before variant on top of my 70-second codon on the P53 mutation cell. So, yeah, learning how to deal with all of that.
What's amazing about you, Amanda, too, is so back at the Perspectives on Cancer conference, you and I were there. We knew each other, but we met in person for the first time, face to face, 3D. It was so great to meet you. You're such an amazing person. You had such an amazing talk there, and I was blessed to be one of the speakers too. And I just love your perspective on top of and how you're pushing so many good things like advocating for yourself and navigating through all of this. So we're going to talk more about that, but you are one amazing person. I appreciate you. So we're going to bring in Joseph next. Been a while for my good friend Joseph Gonzalez. So thankful. Hey Joseph.
Hey, Amanda, Rosalind, Dr. New, and Mr. Russ. How you doing?
Good. I am so
Great to see
thankful you're here, Joseph. No ordinary Joe. I'm telling you that.
I
Give
am.
everybody a little snippet who Joseph Gonzalez is.
I'm just a regular Joe that does regular things for regular folks to lead a regular life. After hearing our panelists, Rosalind, Dr. New, and Amanda, there's not much that I can say about perspective. The power, the enthusiasm, the inspiration, the motivation that I've gotten from these three young ladies. I mean, I'm defeated. I can't do anything. I can't say anything better than what these young ladies have said. And my go-to on a daily basis, Russ and panel, is I wake up every morning. The first thing I say is, I won. I won. That sets the tone for my day. And that helps me go on and view life from a reality point, which is, if you hear the panelists, we're on limited time. We're on borrowed time here. So what can I do? And I always like to use the word legacy. What can I do to make sure that when Joseph's not around, they say, hey, he did something. He was kind. He was empathetic. He was gentle. He was caring. And he gave as much as he could to anyone and everyone, regardless of who they are. That's my ultimate goal in life. That's my passion and purpose. And when I view my life, I am extremely grateful for being where I am, who I am, what I am. And that's what I'm all about. And that's what I want to spread to the world. And for me, it's all about empowering everybody to be the best selves on a daily basis. And that's what I do. On top of that, my profession is something different, but that's my personal agenda. That's what I live for. And that's what powers me in life.
That is so great. That's what I love about you, Joseph, is, you've got such a great attitude and it's such a great perspective. We've been friends for a long time now. Still haven't seen each other in 3D, but the day is coming because I am a true believer that God is not done with me yet. And I'm still going to be here for years to come to get together with my friend Joseph and Rosalind. You two are in the same area, Roz and Joseph. I mean, I come down and see you two at the same time. That's right. So, all right. Last but not least here, because I think Dr. Noopy is still stuck working at the moment, is Mike Asherbranner, who is the creator and the architect of the amazing Hounds of Business. We got a few hounds in the room here, including myself. So amazing. Mike, thanks so much for being here, hanging with me, calling all hounds. Here we go. Mr. Mike Asherbranner. How's it going, Mike? Are you there? Can you hear me?
What? Is it morning? Oh man, I'm sorry. I just took a nap. You okay? How are you, Russ? How is it?
Well, after my nap, I'm doing way better. Thank you.
I told him in the comments, I said, don't tell him I was late too, because now I can give him stuff over it. All right. I kid, Russ. You're a good dude. Hey, you show up when it's inconvenient. You always give us grace, so you get some back, brother.
That's
We
right.
appreciate you, man.
Well,
You're
thank
inspiring to
you.
me, man.
Well, Mike, inspire everybody and tell me, who is Mike Ashelbranner? What are you up to?
Well, I'm about to make it quick because apparently people are at the door freezing at 0 degrees. So I am, if you don't know me, hey, my name is Mike Ashelbranner, professionally known as the Redneck Connector and the proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. And long story short, it's just a community full of heart-centered, high-level professionals getting stuff done without the pitch slapping and all the goofy stuff that comes with it. And people have an impact to make in this world. I mean, you're looking at them right on this panel. But the sad fact is they won't. They won't because they don't have the resources and support to get it done. And that's where we step in, guys. We don't want to pay the electric bill for the rest of our life. We want to go open food banks on our own dollar. We want to push people up. We want to see folks like Rochelle uh, keep doing what she's doing to make an impact in cancer survivorship. You know, that's as short as you'll ever get it because everybody's going nuts. I'll be right back, y'all. I appreciate you, Russ. I won't take a nap. I'll be right back. I promise, dude.
You're so good. You're so good. Well, I want to tell everybody, first of all, that if you guys could do me a huge favor, everybody who's watching, do a big announcement to all your friends. Tag a couple people, said, hey, he finally woke up. They're on. We have a ton of people here, but I know that there's people that probably must not have done the show today. So yes, we are here. And so if you could just remind people that, hey, you know what? Russ needed a little extra sleep, but it's all good. He's rolling now. So that is so great. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that you're all here. And I'm going to go back to Roz here real quick. And Roz, I want to, really dive into our topic tonight. I think the number one thing that I love is perspective is what you truly need when life happens, right? I always say life happens and then you choose. I love the
I love that. I love that phrase.
Thank you. And I love the quote by Erickson. What is it? I'm Erickson Tata. I'm forgetting her first name all of a sudden. Anyway, Joni Erickson Tata. Thank you. There it goes. It came to me. I'm waking up on that too. She says perspective is everything when you go through life challenges. I have learned that firsthand. And so talk a little bit about that.
Again, going through life's challenges, I think also, not just being intentional, but we have to be curious about what it is, what's on the other side. Because if we just stay in our little bubble, we don't get to see what might be a possibility, what might be out there. When we look at valuation, when we look at to be valued, work, family, wherever we are, we always have to look within ourselves because the best person that can give us value is going to be ourselves. But when we need some kind of perspective, it's a travesty to think that our perspective is going to be the only one that matters in the world. And it really isn't. So it is up to us to go outside of ourselves and to go out into outside of our comfort zone. Because if you get very comfortable, you're not going to be able to get to that perspective, to face that challenge.
Yeah. I think that one thing that I have really learned is, as you're facing things, it's just the whole idea of keeping them in perspective. And what I've always looked at is, it's been now, about a week ago? No, a little over a week ago. Things kind of sucked for me. I didn't feel good. I was very sick, and I ended up in the hospital at New Year's Eve for 3 days. But I kept a good perspective through it all. And I flipped the script and I decided, well, how am I going to bless the nurses and doctors in the hospital? What can I do to make them smile? What can I do to give them hope in the midst of all of this? And I was so blessed to have one of the nurses tell me they did a transfer. They moved me from one floor to the oncology floor. And as they were transferring me, she was telling the other nurses that she was giving up her angel patient and they better appreciate me. And I was so thankful for that because it meant that I was making a difference. I was doing something. And so, Amanda, I know that we're going to go to you next, then New, we'll get to you. I know that you have dealt in a lot of these situations. So talk a little bit about how you've really maintained perspective because it's hard sometimes. I mean, I get it. It's hard.
Yeah. I think that I truly had like the best family and friends and support system behind me, which I was able to be myself and tell it like it was, and I didn't have to hide my feelings or like try to be positive for the people around me. I could say what I wanted to and they loved me no matter what. And I think that really helped me because although I was going through a rough time, it was my family to say, yes, okay, but we're alive and we're here and we're fighting and you have a plan. And they were always there to help pick me up when I fell. So I kind of just, that became my mindset. That became, yes, this is hard, but I woke up today. Yes, this is hard, but I was able to finish a chapter of my book. Yes, this is hard, but my favorite show is on. So I have a negative, but also putting it with a positive and hoping that that just kind of cancels itself out. And started from a young age because I was born with double pneumonia. My sister had cancer when I was younger, and I just kind of like learned it throughout what I was going through. And writing is huge for me, and journaling and just writing my feelings down and being able to get what I was feeling off of my chest really helped me get through those hard times and really put the perspective of seeing the glass half full instead of half empty. Yes, I'm doing this, but guess what? There's so many more opportunities. So I think that's what helps me kind of get through everything I've been through.
Well, I love that, by the way. And it's the little wins that keep us going. And I'm with you. I every moment of the day I'm resetting my mindset and my perspective to keep rolling. And it's hard sometimes, it is, but and I'm so thankful that we can do that. Dr. New, so talk to us. You are just a ray of sunshine all the time.
Well, earlier, I'm not sure if by praying, I had tears earlier when the show, and I couldn't stop the tears just coming down. But it's tears of, the power of the prayers, and to come back to sometime life is challenging with a lot of health crisis, with a lot of in our global, all over, not only all over the United States. We have the wildfire in LA. Before the show, that my hearts go out to a lot of homes and people being dispersed. And when you see the things that people are having to struggle, the things that we can do, and sometimes that we may a lot of time feel like we're helpless or so small we can't do, but the power of prayers does lift miracles on a lot of people. And that's where I think sometime when we have a lot going on, sometime just coming back to your faith, coming back to the gratitude again is, whatever your higher divine, whether it's God, Buddha, whatever it is, and even just the power of your breath right now, and knowing that your body, you have a body. That is where we can come back and say, have I been kind to myself? Have I been kind to others? So you show up differently. You will show up how to nourish your body with the soul, not just the physical food, but the food for our body, the mental, the well-being, the community, right? We have the people, all of our panelists right here are
Right.
showing up. It's how do we show up with that perspective is by honing in, by mentoring and really diving into a community, a group of people who have that positivity, that mindset. Because if they have a growth mindset versus a mindset of, well, it's like someone telling you, you just stay there. You're not going to be nobody versus, no, you're going to get better. No, cancer, like Amanda say, cancer, I guess I won't be able to use that word, but it sucks, right? But it also tell us you are stronger. You can overcome this.
Right.
Mind over matter. And that is where I know that as a pharmacist, there's a time and place for medicine, but I'm here to say that medicine does not have its place if you have faith. You have the power of collectiveness, prayers, combined
Yeah.
with unshakable belief that you will overcome this. Like Russ, his time here is many, many more. You're just in your 40, 50, maybe, Russ. So you have many more.
I love you. That is so
You're
great.
just a young man
I'm
with a beard with wisdom. That's it.
I'm
But
60 years young, but let me break in real quick there and just tell you. See, I'm telling you, you're always such a ray of sunshine. Yes, even at 60 years young, I love life and I'm thankful to God every day for the opportunities. I always say God's not done with me yet because I believe that to my last dying breath. And so I plan to be here inspiring and encouraging people for years to come, Joseph. And
Yes,
I
sir.
know that you are doing that daily too, my friend. Talk a little bit about perspective in your eyes.
When you look at perspective, for me, I've always been one that portrays my genuine and authentic self. If we look at the challenges that we're being confronted with on a daily basis, what is one of the biggest challenges that we confront? It's misinformation or information, depending on how we view the information that we're receiving, whether it be in a professional or a personal environment, is going to trigger different reactions or different ways that we view the different situations that we might confront. Challenges are going to come. There's three things that we do on a daily basis that we sometimes do them and we don't realize it. It's the what I call the three C's: choices, challenges, and changes. So we make choices every single day that can challenge us on different levels. And then what do we do when we recognize we confronted a challenge? Are we going to sit back? Or are we going to analyze it, use our mental approach to power it, to empower us? Or are we going to let it give us or set us back? So I like what Dr. New and actually everybody on the panel says. For me, like I had mentioned, for me, it's right when I wake up. I'm grateful that I was provided with another day above ground, and that's my day. That's my daily victory. So that's what sets my tone. So when I walk into another person's life or when I walk into an organization and I get a feeling for how they're going about their day, I immediately jump in and I tell them, look, this is where we begin. We're grateful for what we have today. We're grateful for this moment. And like we know, the most valued asset in life is time. Use it wisely because we never know when it's up. So
It's
that's what
true.
I say. And for me, it's all about mentally preparing myself every day, understanding that it might not be easy today, but that I'm alive and I can get around any and everything that I confront. So it's all a mental approach for me.
Yeah, I think it's really all a mental approach for all of us. You're right, because it's how you're looking at things. It doesn't matter what there's a reality out there, and we need to see really what's going on around us. That's important. But then there's your perspective of it. You have the room with people that see the exact same event and can give you an entirely
Mhm.
different perspective on what they saw. That's what's so important. And Mike, you are like no ceiling. I can take on the world, Mike Asherbrenner. And your perspective is, you know what? If this is my last minute, I'm going to affect about 100 million people around me. Talk a little bit about your perspective.
Well, first of all, Russ, man, thank you for this opportunity. And man, it's funny you say that. And I say this because I want people out there who may be struggling with the same thing to not feel alone, right? Because we
Right.
all think we're struggling with something, or everybody's struggling with something, many things, and other people are just better at hiding it, Russ. That's what I've that's what I've discovered, right? And so, with perspective, if you don't like it, you don't like your life, you don't like something, you don't like an aspect of it, you don't like where your business is going, change it. And I'm not saying that as some pompous thing that I read out of a book. I'm saying that from hard fought experience. You know, the day I took responsibility and just realized and seen things for what it was. This is how life is, not the way I want it to be. Dadgummit, the way it is, right? And it was hard. It was painful. But you know what? Took 1 year. 43 years old. Took 1 year for life to drastically change. And it's like the floodgates open. So that's really, I think everybody else said it way better. You should make me go first next time, Russ. Like, how am I supposed to, come on. How am I supposed to follow this? I'm joking. But, think about it. I was just life has opened up and things are happening. And you know, Dr. New introduced me to Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, right? Me and him started working together at Kindness Worldwide. Other people saw it, and this huge snowball of unbelievable things are happening, right? Rochelle and Amanda. I mean, I could go on and on. So get unstuck. That's the whole thing. Hey, go out there. Well, what am I supposed to do? Go figure it out, right? Because it's amazing. These folks know what I'm talking about. When you go out there with that passion and that drive, and you just go out there and start searching around, it's amazing how you find it, isn't it, Russ?
Yeah. Well,
I
I
know it
love
sounds cliche.
no, but it's so true. I love what you just said. This is a major mic drop moment. Go figure it out. You
Right.
know what?
Isn't
Life
that
is
what
going to
our
throw
parents said
challenges.
to us?
Life is going to throw you challenges. Go figure out what you can do. I mean, like I said, life happens and then you choose. What are you going to choose? Where are you going to go? How are you going to figure that out, Roz? Because I'm telling you, things are going to keep happening. You've had your sense of challenges in your life recently. Things are
Mhm.
going to happen. And by the way, before I forget, I just got to say, Roz, and then I'm going to jump to you. Dr. New brought this up, and I just want to tell everybody after my stint in the hospital, I prayed a lot. They let me out. The next day, my son had given me a gift. I was able to fly to Pasadena, to down to Burbank Airport, stay with my son and daughter-in-law. I missed some time with them over the holidays because I was sick and in the hospital. And so I went down there. My son took me to the Seahawk Rams game. Go Hawks! Hawks won the game. It was great. I had all my Seahawks stuff on. Haven't been to a pro football game forever, so it was so much fun. But anyway, wore me out, but I actually made it. And I came back the day I'm coming back. My four son and daughter-in-law come down with the influenza A. And so we're
Wow.
trying to stay away from each other the last day because you brought that up, New. But then also I got back up there and all those fires broke out. They had to evacuate their home that I was staying
Wow.
with them in. They're right in the middle of where all that stuff is going on. And so it has been pretty crazy few days, or a week here. But you know what? Through it all, God is good. I've maintained a good perspective. My son and daughter-in-law are safe. They're with friends. All
Okay.
is good, and life will move on. We're hoping that the fire doesn't get to their home and burn it down. But if it does, they'll move forward because they're loved. They've got a great family around them, just like I'm loved, and I have such a great, amazing, beautiful wife and family, but all of you, my great friends. And Roz, I'm telling you, I'm just so
Mhm.
thankful every day for all you guys. So talk to me a little bit now that I was able to squeeze that in before I forget.
No, that was
Uh,
important. That was important for you to say. And the panel has said everything that I think we could sit here for another few hours and still come up with so many things that maybe we haven't looked at. Um, but when we do have our challenges, it is tough. Um, but I go back to what you said. We choose. It's like it's just like what everyone has said. We choose how we're going to wake up, and if we choose to wake up like a pessimist, like being negative, well, that's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract all of that energy that's negative. And if you're going to wake up and you choose to wake up, positive with an optimistic attitude, well, that's probably what you're going to attract, not just the energy, but you're going to attract the group or the people towards you. I don't know if you've noticed, the people that are surrounding you and you have all this great energy is really coming from that. But the one thing that I do want to say, to add to this, and you mentioned it, Russ, was the faith. You have to trust somehow when it's in the
yeah.
deepest, darkest moments, it's going to be okay. It may not be what we envisioned as the most optimistic thing, but we have to have the faith and the trust that somehow things are going to fall into place because we are the changers. We are the change agents. We will not stay the same, just like Joe said. He's not, we are not going to stay in the same place all the time. And that's not how we're going to grow. Not how we're going to stay in that positive mindset. Not going to
Right.
happen.
Well, and we know that our greatest growth comes through our greatest challenges. in life. And so that's when really God does his work, takes that sandpaper,
Mm.
takes off the rough edges and really helps us move through life in a positive way. Since this is going to be our last time through, Roz, I want you to wind up and just tell everybody how they get in touch with you, and if you have any last thought, and then we'll go to Amanda next. But yeah, I just want to get your last thoughts on how we get in touch with you.
You can get in touch with me through LinkedIn. And my last thought here is just like we've mentioned, have that support system. Have, even if it's one person or two people, it doesn't matter. Just to feel like you have a netting, you have something to fall
Right.
back onto. You know, and this is why people have animals, because they're like the unconditional love. They're always going to be there for you. But whatever it is just have that netting, so you feel like you have that safety net when you do have those challenges.
Yeah, that is so good. That is so good. And as we're jumping to you, Amanda, I want to say just on what you just said, and Amanda, you said this before, and I'm sorry, Amanda. The only thing I didn't agree with is I have the most amazing family and support system. Uh, but you know what? We should all feel that way. We
Yeah.
should all feel that way because I am so blessed. My beautiful wife, my daughter, my son, my daughter in law, so many amazing friends. And I can tell you, testament to prayer, man, I've had people praying for me like crazy. And what happens last MRI and PET scan? Praise God, they got the cancer in my brain, and we're praying it doesn't come back. And the cancer in my lungs and groin are shrinking. Praise God, things are looking better. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to have challenges. I still ended up in the hospital. I still have things going on. But you know what? Cancer is, and we've talked about this in perspectives, Amanda, cancer is a lifelong journey. It's things you're going through. So I've accepted that. I've accepted that. Whatever happens and whatever comes along with it, I just adapt and grow and realize it's another twist to my life rhythm. I just need to adjust my life rhythm. I have some more medications I have to take now. I have to take my blood pressure right now because now, with all of this, I have high blood pressure on top of all the other things. And so I'm just hoping no more organs get shut down, because this time it was shutting down my adrenal glands, and last time it was my pancreas. So we're really hoping that no more organs. But you know what? There are things I can live with, I can adjust with. Yes, I might have to take some medications and do things, but I'm trusting God for better days ahead. And Amanda, talk to me. Give me your last thoughts on all of that, because you are an amazing person.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, my last thoughts. There, yes, you can have cancer. Yes, you can have heart issues or family issues, or you're not feeling well. But there's always one thing out of your 24 hours that can be positive. Just choose one thing, whether that's opening your eyes today, or picking out the same kind of shoe in the dark, or wearing your favorite sweater. There could be one thing that you can choose, and then go from there. You one day, I woke up 5 minutes before my alarm went off, and I'm choosing that to be something happy. It doesn't have to be I have the best car or the best house or the best family. It can literally be something small. And no matter where you are in your life, or what path you're on, or what it looks like for you, age wise, race, sex, religion, there's something that you could be grateful for. So start with that today. I think everybody pretty knows where to find me. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes,
Ah,
I don't
yes.
know if I'm
It's
going to say it,
cool
but
it,
stuff.
it's there.
it's all right. Yeah.
Use the hashtag. You can find me on LinkedIn. You hashtag that, I'll pop up. I'm everywhere.
It's all right. Hey, listen, I'm all about keeping a clean mouth, because I usually don't. But you know what? Cancer is an asshole. It's okay. We can say
That's
it.
right.
But that's a body part, and it's okay. It's true. And I think that everybody needs to get in touch with you, all of you. But yes, get in touch with Amanda. And next, we're going to go to Dr. New. Dr. New, give us your wrap up comments and how to get in touch with you.
One thing I want to add to the power perspective is that for someone who's lost or maybe in a struggle in the darkest moment, how about start serving? Like, how can I serve? How can I help? And serving someone else, even during your struggle, whether it's volunteer, your time, your effort, you will see the light. You will see your purpose. You will find that in that struggle, in that darkest moment, you will find more clarity, more calm, and more living your best life with purpose and with more meaningful. And that is shifting your perspective on you don't have anything to you have a lot to give, abundance of mindset. And that is something that I want to kind of share with everyone beyond the faith, beyond having community like Russ and Hounds here that are truly find the people that have your best interests, right, at heart. And it's not just business. And I think, with a lot of things that people mention, follow your heart, your soul, because you know what is right for you. And then that is where sometimes your intuition, that people call it the gut feeling, when the doctors say, that's not right. That's not a side effect. Follow your gut instinct and say, that is what it's telling me. And you need to have a follow up. So I know we're going off, but it's something perspective wise is trust
Right.
your instinct and your intuitions, and that will lead the way. And so may I wish everyone a 2025 to always be healthy, be happy, and always be abundance of love, joy, and prosperity. And of course, to find me with Russ here or the Hounds or on LinkedIn. Thank you, Russ, and everyone. Much love to everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? I love what you're saying there too is again, we're just so much about how you really believe in your faith and where you gain your strength from. I think is so important. I am the first one to say that I serve an amazing God who makes my life not just bearable, but amazing. I am so blessed through it all. When I was in the hospital, I had some really great moments. I got the greatest hashtag Russ selfie, everybody, when two of the nurses were transporting me in the elevator, and they were so great. They're behind me making faces, having fun. You know what? You can have fun in any circumstance, right, Joseph? You can turn it into joy even when it seems like it sucks.
Yeah, and Doctor, you just mentioned struggle, and I see a lot of folks that struggle. But what I try to tell them, look, never struggle in silence. Get out and find your tribe. Get out and get and look for that support, because in the darkest moments, and if you stay alone, it can only get darker because you're consumed in your own moment. And you need to
Right.
get out. You need to find your people. Make sure that you have a good support system. And a great one of the greatest things is to believe in yourself. Understand that the challenges, the struggles, the trials, they will come, and then we will be confronted by them. But the most powerful aspect is believe in the man. Even though we walk through the valleys of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, because the man is with me. And that is the power of powers. Nobody can supersede that. And you can
Yeah.
find me here on LinkedIn. I'm Joseph Gonzalez, the regular guy, does regular things for regular people to lead a regular life.
But does not
Well,
drink a regular cup of coffee.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
actually, you see the color of the shirt? If I turn it over and I drop a drop, that means it's too sweet.
Well, you know what, Joseph, you just always make me smile. And I'm telling you, we're truly better together, everybody.
Yes.
We're coming together through our struggles. It's the people around us that make a difference. And we get to choose that, by the way. We get to choose the people we hang around and choose our tribe, whatever you want to call it. And that is so critical. That's why I hang out with these amazing people, right, Mike Asherbrenner? Just like the Hounds of Business, an amazing group of people coming together, doing amazing things.
Yeah, they made me look good, but Russ, you made me go last again, man. But I outfoxed you this time. So I tell you what, I'll give my final thoughts in a smarter way. I've heard so many great things, and I'm just going to say them again because it can change the lives of people out there. I'm telling you, it changed mine. Hey, trust God, trust yourself. That's sage advice right there.
Right.
Acceptance and personal responsibility, man. Everything will change when you. It's a hard pill to swallow. I'm telling you, I'm still choking on it, but it's worth it. Your life will change. All right. And then what's the last thing I just heard? If you don't have belief, go out and find it. All right. It's not something you buy at the corner store. You earn it. Just go out there and struggle. Struggle until you don't struggle. You struggle less. And then you struggle less and less until the next thing. And then you tackle the next thing that sucks. So, yeah, again, change your perspective. I love this theme. I love the people on the panel. It's life changing. And I know you guys share this because you want to help others not fall off the cliff if they could do it better. And that's my kind of people. So you're absolutely right. Hey, you can find me on LinkedIn, Mike Asherbrenner. You can find us, the Hounds of Business, on YouTube. Or hey, you can send me a carrier pigeon. I still take those too, buddy. So appreciate you, man. You're a trooper. You're an absolute trooper, man. You showed up when most people wouldn't, and we appreciate you, brother.
Well, most people don't know that Mike and I regularly communicate by carrier pigeon, and so it is. Yeah, it's still out there. I'm telling you, those pigeons still go flying. It's funny because our neighbors had a bunch of those carrier pigeons, and they would let them out, and they would circle, and they would do things, and then they would always come home. It was just amazing to watch sometimes. But you know what? Let me tell you.
10 days from now, you're going to get a carrier pigeon telling you that the show's live. That's what 10 days from now, you're going to say, hey, we got a show, bro. No, it's easy to do, brother.
Russ, you know what? This reminded me of, like when you're choosing your tribe, when you're choosing your people. I don't know if you've, like your mom has ever said, tell me who you're with and I'll tell you who you are.
That's a saying there.
So, if you're with, people that are bringing you down, well, hello, light bulb, time to drop, time to just,
eliminate.
eliminate. If you're
stop, drop, and roll.
That's right. That's it. So, be with people that are going to uplift you, that do have your best interest at heart, that will be there and be supportive. Because, why would you, instead of why are we thinking about the things that we can't do? Let's think about the yes that we can do. Absolutely. Let's think about that yes. We're always in that little role of, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't. Okay, that's true. It's just like Joseph said. Yeah, it's gonna come, but let's find another way.
Absolutely. There's always another way, Rosalind. You know it. There's always
there always is. It's so true. And I've got I have this thing that I do. I put up my big prayer requests on my wall. They're on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And I'm going to show you guys this one that I have because this one means a lot to me. Well, they all mean a lot to me. But this one right here, I'm going to read it to you because it's really short. And this shapes my perspective every day. The fact is, I have cancer. The truth is, by his stripes, I am healed. Isaiah 53:5. The fact is, I have type 1 diabetes. The truth is, he heals all my diseases. Psalm 103.3. The fact is, I am down financially. The truth is, God is my provider. Philippians 4:19. And by the way, I've had some huge, amazing financial miracles lately. I just like to throw out there. When this affects your ability to work and do things, people really step up, and I am beyond blessed. I break down bawling most of the time when I talk about that. And the last one says, the fact is I am weak, but the truth is he is strong. 2 Corinthians 12:10. I feel the strength of God going through me all the time. I feel the strength of community and friends. Roz, you said it so nicely. I purposely surround myself with amazing people. I may be willing to connect with anybody, but I'm going to only hang out with people like you guys. I'm only going to hang out with people that lift me up. And I can tell you that my community has circled me and come around me more than I could ever say. It's been such a blessing to me. So I just want you to know that when you hang with the right people, they always have your back. And I love you guys.
We love you, Russ.
So
we love you.
So much. So everybody that's coming in here at the last minute, Jennifer, hi, good to see you. The reason I said that is because normally I have Ever in the background, and Ever is amazing. But her parents are celebrating their anniversary, and they had a big family thing, and I'm like, spend time with your family. And so I don't have her doing all my work in the background, so it's harder for me because it shows me how much I appreciate her and how much she does. But anyway, so anybody who I didn't say hi to today, hi, and I'm so sorry. I really appreciate all of you being here. What a blessing. There's been a lot of you. Christine Bell's here. So many amazing people. And Michelle Rivers just jumped in, or Michael, sorry. So sorry. My eyes can't see either. Oh, well. But I want to tell you guys, we're going to wrap up the show with all of you on here. And I just want to tell you all how much you mean to me. When the show credits roll, hang tight for a minute because I want to talk to y'all for a second after. But everybody, listen, we're here at 4 p.m. every Thursday on Russ Fields Live. And I would love for you to join us. Also, Marketing with Russ, 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific, and The Experience Live with Russ and Scott, Wednesdays, 7 a.m., and The Experience Local with Russ and Scott, which is Mondays at 9 a.m. So I have a lot of opportunities for you to jump in our live stream and love for you to join us. Thank you for being here today. And until next time, everybody wave. Love you guys. See ya. Bye. Woohoo!